Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Arsenal Bunker. And also, this is on the United Point. So, two channels, both different videos today. I've obviously started off. So, we've got the Man United preview, or Arsenal Man United preview for the game that takes place tomorrow night. Very, very exciting game, obviously. And 20 years ago, this was the easiest, the biggest game on the calendar.
Definitely.
Now, both clubs aren't as good, but
Yep.
Still
That's
a massive
key.
game, definitely, for the fans. So, obviously, I'll also let you introduce it as well. So, to the United Point, obviously, this is the Arsenal Bunker channel. I obviously I've been the games this season, and I'm a vlogger. And then on to you, Nath.
Yes, as you all know, my name's Nath. I'm like the lead or the face of the United Point, the United channel. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This is the preview for the Arsenal Man United match tomorrow. So yeah.
Yeah, so obviously both teams are going into it with you've got a draw, we got a win in our last game, but then a draw for Chelsea is a very tough task in the Premier League. Especially this year, it's going to be
100%.
And they're even winning right now against Watford as we speak. But and they're looking a very strong side, and obviously Man U, I'd say they've got quite a few more problems than Arsenal this year.
You know, sorry to interrupt. Obviously the last few seasons, Arsenal have been known as like the banter club and whatnot.
Yeah.
And as a Man United fan, I've got a lot of Arsenal fans. I'll take the piss.
Yeah.
But one thing this season is I've been giving Arsenal some credit. I've actually been saying I really respect what Arsenal's doing. Especially with Arteta. Let's say last season, I was taking the piss out of Arteta and some of the signings as well, such as Ramsdale and whatnot. But you know what? I'm swallowing my words because right now my club is shite, if I'm being honest. And I can really see what Arteta is building at Arsenal. And you know what? I've got a lot of respect for Arsenal and the team you've got, because Man United on paper look better. We've got the biggest names, but I would say Arsenal as a team, you lot are definitely better. So,
yeah, and I definitely agree. And obviously, I think the big point this year for Arsenal now, especially seeing how we're doing, also for Man U, is that top four. And like you said, on paper, your team looks to be like probably one of the best in the Premier League. Definitely, I mean, with Ronaldo alone, you're just setting that bar so high.
Yeah.
But then obviously it hasn't really gone to plan. Obviously, Man U, it was the international break, and it was they said they're going to give Ollie that chance. They're going to back him, and then I think the problem was they didn't have a plan B, Man U, and it was sort of like a rush decision, and there weren't, because obviously, and if you would have sacked him just a few weeks before, Conte probably would have been at Man U. But look, you've got Ralph Rangnick now. Obviously, he's a manager who's obviously been at Leipzig and that as well. And so, not obviously this is his first Premier League job. He won't actually be there for the game. It'll be Michael Carrick. So
sadly,
do you think that has any? Pardon?
I said sadly, Carrick's there.
Do you think that has any effect? Do you think that'll have an effect on the game for you? So are you looking a bit more less? Are you less confident, or?
You know what? I feel like when Man United play Arsenal always seem to, just turn into like a great team all of a sudden. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But, so if I'm being totally honest, I'm not really that confident coming into today's game, despite the result that we just got against Chelsea. I don't know if you watched the Chelsea United match, but we legit just parked the bus and intended to hit them on the break throughout the whole game from start to finish. And, in my eyes, at least in my opinion, I thought the first half against Chelsea was embarrassing. Simply like from a United point of view, because at the end of the day, when you're Man United, same with Arsenal, I would say the same thing. You shouldn't be going to another big club and your intention is to park the bus and hit teams on the break. That's what a Watford should do. So yeah, I just thought it was embarrassing. And if I'm being totally honest, against Arsenal tomorrow, I feel like we're probably gonna do something very similar. Not probably to the extent that we did against Chelsea, because I do feel like Chelsea's better than Arsenal. Chelsea's better than both of our clubs.
Yeah.
Currently.
Definitely.
But I still do think that we're going to look to hurt you guys on the break and try not to concede, because defensively we are shocking. So.
Yeah, actually a stat. Well, it's not as well. You've actually conceded more goals than Norwich this year. So I think we're
Nice.
like near that way as well. But obviously, like on paper, it looks we might have conceded quite a lot. But if you actually look, the first three games where we were out, we didn't have Ramsdale. We didn't. Well, Tavares is technically our starter left back right now. He weren't playing. Ben White only played one of them 3 games. Gabriel was injured, and also we didn't have Tomiyasu, and now they've came in, and I believe since after them games they've conceded 7 goals with each other, maybe 8. And obviously in the space of like 9 games, that's not too bad. And obviously one of them is a 4-0 defeat at Anfield, which was most likely to come. And a lot of teams will face a defeat like that this year at Anfield. It wasn't at Anfield. It's one of the worst probably derbies Man U have ever had. The 5-0 defeat. It was really not good that day. Very, very bad day for Man U as a whole. But it happens. It's football. Sometimes you got to lose them game. And Liverpool right now, I sort of just seen their goals as well against Everton, and they do look very good. And it's sad to say, Arsenal, Man U, we're nowhere near them 3 teams like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's a long way to go. So. But hopefully, I mean, for us, and obviously, I hope you stay as bad as possible, really. But then, in your point of view, hopefully, there's a growth and there's a plan in place to get us back to the top. But anyway, so what for you? I'll give it for me as well. After for you, you're going into this game. What are you looking at in this game and going? I hope this player or this little bit here. I hope that ain't on point in this game.
In terms of looking at Arsenal or Man United?
Looking at Arsenal, what's someone you're looking at going, I really don't want them to play?
If I'm being totally honest, and this isn't me being rude, there's not particularly one person in the Arsenal squad that I'm worried about. I'm just scared that Arsenal will dominate the ball, and as a result of that, will create better chances. There's not one particular person that I'm scared of. Obviously, you've got Smith Rowe, you've got Saka, you've got good young players there, but I'm not scared of them. Like it's not like I'm an Arsenal fan looking at Ronaldo thinking, you know what, if you get crosses into the box, he might leap over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm more scared of Arsenal as a whole, I'm more scared of your coaching and how you lot will approach the game, whereas being scared of like Aubameyang or something.
Yeah, that does make sense. Obviously, I feel like if it was maybe 2 years ago, you'd maybe say I'd be scared of Aubameyang, but obviously we all know he's not that really same player. I do understand what you mean, to be fair. I wouldn't say we have a dominant player, but then too, I don't really mind that, to be honest, because when you have a dominant player, for example, or Aubameyang, as soon as they stop performing, your club stops performing.
It all goes to shit.
And obviously, when Aubameyang's performing, Arsenal were getting like 5th, 4th, we haven't got 4th, sorry, we got 5th, I think, every season apart from the last, which was 6th. And then Aubameyang starts performing, we get 8th twice. So, you know, it's about you know, you having them struck players. But I think I do like it as a team, because then say if 1 week Saka's not playing well, then Martinelli will go in there. If Aubameyang ain't playing well, Lacazette goes there, and then the whole team can still play well, which is obviously a good thing. But for me, I just look, at the end of the day, no matter what, how he is or what he is, Cristiano Ronaldo, that's the man for me. It's just it's Ronaldo. That's literally it. It's Ronaldo, and no matter. And also the thing about Ronaldo is you can give it to him in any circumstance, in the air, overhead kick, volley, shot from 30 yards, shot from 5 yards. He's going to most likely put it in the back of the net. No one really in the world. And that's why he's considered one of the best in the world, if not the best. And look, not many people can do what he can do. And people will go, but he's, you know, and he's been benched, obviously. And I'd love to see him be benched. But what was your opinion on that quickly? What do you think?
I mean, look at my opinion now. It's like this is one of the biggest games like of the season.
Yeah.
But as a Man United fan, as a football fan, Chelsea, Man United, it's a huge game. Why are you gonna bench the face of your club? It makes no sense to me. It's not like we have numerous games coming up piling on top of each other. We played on Sunday. We had 3-4 days off before this game. Yeah. He's one of the best athletes in the world. It's not like he's gonna be tired.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
and we all know.
I don't know what it was.
And we all know Ronaldo would make himself fit for Chelsea as well. We all know
Exactly.
that. And it's a massive game, and that's what he turns up for. But yeah, Ronaldo for me, it's just like people say what they want, but he's still Cristiano Ronaldo. And if you give him no matter when he's on the ball, where he is on the pitch, I'm going to be afraid. I'm going to be afraid, and I'm going to be sitting there going, just get him off the ball, get him off the ball. But it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tough game for both sides, honestly. And yeah, like we said, Man U are in a bit of a worse position right now than Arsenal, but I still think it's going to be very difficult for both sides. And I think football's football. You never know what's going to happen. And obviously, Man U could score 2 goals in 2 minutes, and then the game's done in 2 minutes in. But you never know what's going to happen in these type of games. I am slightly confident, yet slightly nervous because it's Man U away at the end of the day. And if you turn up, is Pogba back for this game?
Nah, he's not.
Oh, he's still not back. Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
I actually think that's a good thing,
right.
you know.
Pardon?
Controversial opinion of mine. I actually feel like Man United are a better team without Paul Pogba.
Yeah. I get what you mean, because he's not really the player who's going to run around and put in a 90 minute shift, doing this, doing that. Does kind of make sense, but then you've obviously also got the likes of Rashford, you still got Sancho there. Obviously, he's not hit the ground running particularly, but he's got 2 goals in 2 games, so maybe he'll be on form. You've got Ronaldo. Still got these players who are capable of putting a great performance, and if they do turn up, I'm definitely very worried. But then it goes to the same as us. If Saka's on his game, if Smith Rowe's on his game, if Aubameyang's on his game, really, many possibilities for this game. So obviously, I usually have Seb on my preview. You do yours on your own, don't you?
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to do the lineup, but for me, I'd pretty much go the exact same lineup as we have. I can't remember exactly what your lineup was, but would you? Is it? I know apart from maybe Ronaldo, but was there anyone else you'd have in your team?
Do you want to go position for position?
Yeah, cool, yeah.
I don't mind.
Or we could do a combined 11.
You want to do both? Might as well do both.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm more than happy to do that. So, do you want to do the combined 11 first?
I don't mind. It's up to you.
We'll do the combined 11 first. Just a quick one though. Are we gonna go off this season or as a player?
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
I think that probably supports Arsenal more, to be fair, because it's quite
most likely.
Yeah, most likely. But then, so right, let's get into it now. I don't know what you think. I think De Gea's actually had a decent season. He ain't been amazing, but I think he's. I've always liked De Gea, to be fair, but I think he's having a decent season, to be fair. And obviously, your defence hasn't really helped you, but I think he's pulled off some magnificent saves. And then the Man City game, I know the second goal was his fault, but he's in that game. He was absolutely superb. But I think you've got to go Ramsdale in goal. And I mean, for me, I'm sorry, I've dropped my camera there. But for me, I don't know about you. I think we get the whole defence. I don't know what. Look, if Varane was playing more, I'd say Varane. From what I've seen of Varane, I like a lot, but he ain't played enough for me to say he goes in that team. I honestly, Wan-Bissaka ain't really been doing it. Maguire is just like
he's shocking.
He's quite shocking, but he's back for this game. I don't know how you feel about that.
I want him dropped. I'll rather be 100%.
Yeah, we'll see if he does play. I reckon he will though, because he's he's going to take up the team as captain. I presume he will. But and then you got Shaw, who was so good at the Euros and then slightly dropped. And then you've obviously centre backs. You've got Bailly, but I think your defence has been a bit of a shambles this year, and I think that's where Arsenal have been at our best, really. And obviously, a lot of Arsenal fans think that it's not our attack, it's not our defence that's the problem. It's more the attacking side of it and creating the chances. But I think we get all 5 players in the right back, the 2 centre back, left back, and goalkeeper.
I would agree with you getting the whole back 4, but for me, I would have to pick De Gea. I would say simply because the amount of saves that he has to pull off every single game is ridiculous. Without David De Gea, we'll be at the Champions League. We would be definitely edging towards 14, 15 in the Premier League table. The amount of goals he's saved. I mean, just look at the scorelines we've had recently. bearing in mind those are the scorelines after he's pulled off 7, 8,
Yeah,
9 saves.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So and a lot of them are good saves as well. So for me, I actually feel like David De Gea has been one of the best keepers in the world this season. That's
That's
my opinion.
oof,
It's
in the
quite
world.
it's quite a big opinion,
Yeah,
but
it is. But
he's
sometimes you gotta go
crucial.
bold. I mean, I think as an Arsenal fan, I'm going to put Ramsdale in there. But I do understand why you would have De Gea because he has been very, very good this year, and I definitely agree with that. And then we'll move on to the midfield. We'll have three central midfielders, and then a right winger, a left winger,
Scored,
striker.
yeah.
So in the midfield, I think you've got to have Bruno in there.
Have to. You
Have
know
to
what?
have
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. You can pick whatever midfield you want. I'm just saying Bruno has to be there. Everyone else, in terms of Man United midfielders,
yeah.
rubbish. Apart from Van der
That's
Beek,
fair
but
enough.
I still feel like Arsenal's midfield as a whole way better than us.
Yeah,
So
I'd agree, and I'd probably have to say I'd probably go Sambi, Partey, and Bruno Fernandes. To be fair,
Bruno,
Partey in
yeah.
the past 2 games hasn't been too convincing. But if you've actually, I don't know how much of what Arsenal you watch, but he's been very, very good for us this year. Obviously, he didn't play the first 3 games for us, but he has been so good, and he really does help the attack, the defence. He does so much in the midfield. But I think Sambi, Partey, and Bruno, I think that's fair enough. I think that's a good
Yeah, I
thing
have
to
that.
have. And then now moving on to the attack, and I feel like it's I don't know how would you do your attack actually? How would you do it?
All right, so form wise, we've got Sancho, who before the last 2 games has been subpar, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
However, he's got 2 goals in 2 games,
Mhm.
and he is looking like one of our best players when he's on the pitch. So for me, I would have to pick Sancho on the right.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know. It's hard because I think it depends on how you look at it. Because for me, Saka, I've been so impressed with him, and obviously the problem is with Saka, and it happened last year as well, and the year before last. I think a lot of people now think football's about stats, and stats is the only thing that matters. But when you watch him, he creates so much, and every time I say this, if he doesn't score or assist in the game, he at least creates one, maybe even 2 chances per game where he puts it in and a player should score. Against Liverpool, he done it. I think it was Lacazette he set up, and Lacazette took a touch, was about to shoot, but got too slow. And he's had that so many times. He's obviously scored against Newcastle on the weekend. But yeah, very, very impressed with Saka. I wouldn't understand on form though why you would go Sancho. And to be fair with Sancho, even though he hasn't particularly hit the ground running, there's always that little glimpse you get in a game, and that's how kind of it was with Pepe really for us. And obviously, there's the same kind of value kind of player and that. Obviously, and sometimes you can question the leagues that they're in. Maybe one they're suited for different, but yeah, Sancho, that's fair enough. I think on the left though, you have to go Smith Rowe. You have to go Smith Rowe. He's been so on form this year, and yeah, he's been very good for us. I think he's got 4 goals and 2 assists in the league. So yeah, doing very well for himself. Also got his England call up and that. And then at striker, who would you choose?
I have to go with Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. For me, there's only one person that I would accept the argument when it comes to Ronaldo and someone else, and that's Lewandowski. If we're talking about number 9, no matter who we're coming up against, Ronaldo has to be there.
Yeah, I guess that I'm willing to let that one slide to happen. To be fair, I think he is a very, very impressive player, Ronaldo, and it's Ronaldo. That's what it is.
Ronaldo, exactly.
Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo. Excellent player to be fair, and yeah, I mean that's a fair enough combined 11. Not I think there's a few debates maybe for a few things. Let us know in the comments, obviously, what you think. And yeah, I think that's a fair enough one to make. And we're gonna wrap it up there.
The starting 11 that you would pick as well.
Oh yeah. My bad. I forgot about that. So starting 11, I would go Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel. Then at left back, obviously, I don't want another Anfield where we played Tavares and he ain't too ready for it. I'm going to go Kieran Tierney. And the way Arteta was speaking today, it sounded as if Kieran Tierney was the man to be selected. And yeah, I'm going to go Kieran Tierney for that. Then I'm going to go for sort of it's like a 4-4-2 really. On in the two as the two midfielders, I'm going to go for Sambi and Partey in the midfield, and I feel like Sambi, yeah, he's quite young. And if you want to say for Tavares about him not doing enough, then you could say that for Sambi as well. Obviously at Anfield, he had an absolute disaster really. But I really like Sambi this season. I think he's doing really well for us. On the left-hand side, obviously Smith Rowe. On the right, obviously Saka for me. But Saka might not be fit, which is kind of scary. But I'd go Saka. If not, I'd go Martinelli. Obviously, he got his goal on the weekend. But I would. But then the two strikers, I'd go Lacazette and Aubameyang. I still think them two are very good players, experienced. And the thing is with Aubameyang, if he's on his game, and obviously against Man U, I think he's scored like 3 out of 4 times since playing you. So obviously he's got a good record against Man U. Loves a big game. And I'd go up them two. And obviously people would like to see Martinelli in the team, but I just still think it's a bit reactionary because he's got 1 goal in such a long time. I think we need to calm down a bit. But yeah, that's what I'd go. Then let's hear you for your Man United 11.
All right, so David De Gea and goal, no question, no doubts. On the right, it has to be Wan-Bissaka. Our 2 centre backs, I feel like no matter who we pick, there's a weakness. Obviously, because Varane's out, so if I'm Gaffer, I'm picking Lindelof and Bailly simply because I think Harry Maguire is a pile of shit. However, he's gonna get picked. Let's be honest, he's our captain. Yeah. The club loves him. I don't know why, so it's gonna most likely be Maguire and Lindelof. Even out of those two, I'd rather Maguire and Bailly, but probably gonna be Maguire, Lindelof. On the left, it is most likely gonna be Luke Shaw. Obviously, we didn't play against Chelsea. It was Telles, but Telles for me just has been he's been a miss for Man United going forward. I mean, we bought him to go forward, and he's been useless going forward.
Yeah.
And then defensively, he's always been defensively suspect. So I have to pick Luke Shaw. In midfield, this is where it gets a bit weird because obviously we had a change in formation against Chelsea. I don't know if Carrick's going to pick that again or if he's going to go back to Ollie football. So I'm just going to keep it as a 4-3-3. And within that, I feel like he's going to pick Mick Fred because I don't know if you know, Man United loves Mick Fred.
Yeah.
I
love it as well.
Everyone apart from United loves
it.
And then, so Mick Fred, Bruno. On the left, I feel like it's going to be Rashford. Up front, Ronaldo, and then on the right, Sancho.
Yeah, so then if Man U turn up and they play to their ability, it's such a strong team. But that's the problem this year. Sometimes it's the consistency of when that team wants to turn up and when it doesn't. But yeah, very strong team for you. Very strong team for us as well. It's going to be a good battle. Very, very good battle. And
not like the old days, though. Not like
the old days. Yeah. But I think this is a massive game. Massive game. But look, been a great preview. Great to speak to you, obviously.
You too.
So Arsenal bunker, United point coming together, good collab. But the most important question, we can do our stats, we can do this, we can do that. But the one thing that matters in football is the result. What is your score prediction for the game?
If Man United turn up and we don't park the bus and we actually attack, I would say 3-2 Man United. However, if we come out like the Man United that I know and hate, parking the bus, I'll give it 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, that's fair enough. And to be fair, I don't like to do it a lot because then it's sort of like not having really just one fault. But I've kind of got a 2 prediction thing anyway because I can see, honestly, a 2-1 Arsenal. However, I can really see a 2-0 Man U. I don't know why. I'm worried you're really going to turn it on. And I could see Ronaldo at least getting 1 goal, maybe even 2. But I've got a 2-0 in the back of my head. But I'm going to be confident. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I think you'll score the first goal no matter what in the game. But I think hopefully we can come back from that. But look, if Arsenal win and we get the 3 points, it's a long drive back from Manchester, but it's all right because I will take the 3 points over anything. And obviously, everyone right now is winning their game sort of around us. So and it's a Christmas period now. It's going to get tough. It's going to get gritty. But hopefully for us, we can get the win. Obviously, hopefully for you can get the win. But look, it's been an excellent preview. Thanks for coming on the channel. And thanks for letting me on yours. Obviously, this is going to go on both channels. Also, everyone subscribe to the United Point Nath does a live stream for the games, so go and watch them for the games. Every single game is there. Obviously, I've got the vlogs on my channel. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Any last words from you?
No, man, it's been a pleasure, man. I hope
Yeah.
you have a great day. Obviously, good luck for the game tomorrow. Yeah, man, just have a great game.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later and come on, you Reds.